weather is the boss out here. Not some screen, not some talk in my ear. From the grain to the gray old moss, clock says go, but the sky says stop. I plan, I push, I cuss, I toss out on this finished cross. Yeah, yeah. The weather is the boss. Coffee in a jar, frost on the shed roof, keys in my hand. Massey 35, waiting by the birch line. Old paint fading, still stops on command. Oh yeah, red tractors in the pines, working through the finished sky. From the barley to the rye, and the spruce that scrapes so high. 35, 165, 399, still pulling fire. 645 by the front of the line. Red tractors in the pines. Rain dust dancing, sun breaks the fall. Black soil turning under steel and slaw. 165 holes through the low wet ground. 399 holes as the swans swing around. Red tractors in the pine, working through the finished sky.
Good day, everybody. I think it's mowers time, and then we can do some garden stuff. Check some crops, check some garden stuff. We'll put this out here so we can take breaks. Pretty warm today. It's not hot, and it's kind of cloudy now, which is good, but I'm sure it's not gonna be cold still. And then we can check the situation in the greenhouse also. pretty much empty. but last time the grass was too long when we cut it and it was wet. Now it should be not too long, so 1 tank of gas should be definitely enough today. Loader kick. Could start across the road there maybe, then we need, I think John is gonna try to remove those pallets and we might need to close these doors to mow this. We might start on that side. There's not gonna be, like, it's not very long there, but it's still gonna look better once we mow it, I think. It's still grown a little bit because it's actually been raining. Or not for a week and a half now, but before that it rained a lot. Much to cut on this side, but in some places there will be more. Here it's already more. Yeah, this project is not ready. We need to paint some red there and put a few more boards and paint the roof. But we have more urgent things to do right now. That guy. Maybe you can move the pallets with those. So we can mow all the lawns. Grasshoppers around. Grasshoppers are gross. They're not that bad. I would say spiders are worse. Flies are worse. Everything that bites is worse. I checked if I want to get a robot mower for these lawns, then it would cost about 1,500 euros right now, I think. Because I have about, or these lawns are about 0 or like everything connected here is like 1,500 square meters, I think so. But some sort of robo mower for that would be like, yeah, still over 1,000 euros. So we're not gonna buy right now, I would say. Maybe when this breaks down at some point, then we might buy a robo mower next. Probably. Have to take a break. It's pretty warm today and not too much wind. Thank God there is some clouds. Break time. We have mowed, I think this side was already like 300 square meters, and then the other side is like 1,000 or something. Can you get them like that? That's pretty easy, probably. The easiest. Oh yeah, tire flat. But that way is that's easiest on the back. That style. Yep. I guess I could close the doors and I could mow that side now and then go there and take a drink break. Yeah, that's firewood, I think, everything here. If we're gonna put the new boards on the sides up there. Yeah, you can close and it's easier to mow. Mow this side, then we'll take drink break. Drinks break. Drinky break. mowed in a while here. Pretty thick. ASMR today. Gotta get the launch mode before they get super long again. Last time I did it like forgot it for too long and then it was kind of a struggle. Yeah, the roads have gotten a long taller here now. Even here it's almost to my hip, or it's basically to my hip. And this is like, it's really bad here. It's really tall there. We need to go check the crops a little bit here at some point. We'll mow a little bit and then check a little bit. Check crops. Here, apparently. the sun. Not the sun. Let it stay cloudy. And we'll mow here and then go here and take break. Break time before we overheat. Shortcut through here. Guess that's a good place to take a break whenever close to break area. It's warmer than I thought here today. There's really no wind, so. Whew. This place here, there's usually a little bit of wind always. It's a pretty exposed place. A little bit of wind. Not much wind. I've made more clouds. It depends. It's like sometimes it's cloudy, sometimes not. It's like 50-50 today. mowing. I don't know if they're even gonna make hay or if are they just mowing it. Just mowing grass. Yeah, first mow everything, then I take a break, then I'm gonna fix the garden a bit and then do a little crop check.
Yeah, these hills are visible now.
Yep. There's a lot there where there's good, so need the drone now with a little mower so you could mow the thistles off above the oats.
But not that much here. This was like spring plowed, so.
And the drone we have, I think it's too small. We can't put any kind of mower on that, not even a pair of scissors and try to fly. Try to fly and cut the thistles. It's starting to maybe a little bit lighter green shade. So the oats are probably a little bit starting to turn color, but not much yet, but a little bit.
Yeah, nice a bit.
Yes. Wind clouds, good for today's stuff. But yeah, if forecast is good, it should be like today and tomorrow and maybe Saturday the same weather like this, like pretty close to 25, and then it's gonna maybe rain on the weekend, and then next week 20 degrees every day or under 20. It will be a very good weather to do all kinds of things. It cools down a little bit. Oh yeah, a lot of wind. Solar is working. As you can see from the lights, we're clearly in Southeast Asia. nature doesn't look like it, but lights do. There's a small flies that fly in your eyes. But not too many bugs here either. I don't have the bug screen like yesterday, but there's still very few bugs.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's like, what's it called, like muuttokäärreeksi näin siis noin.
Tip wheels with tip. No, I don't know what it's called. Something. But those are good to lift heavy objects.
Yeah.
They don't need to lift it, they just like roll it, push it.
Small wheel, almost like a wheelbarrow, but like
Double wheeled, but it's not a double wheeled wheelbarrow because they exist also.
yeah.
It's like something in between.
Stair wheelbarrow. Stairs.
Probably has some good name in English. But yeah, next I'm gonna mow around the garden, maybe mow around the sunflowers. I think I can mow, and the field should be smooth enough there. I think I'm gonna try to mow around the sunflowers. Should work.
Plants off.
And then I can weed the rest of the garden. The weeds are so big there, I gotta mow them, I can't weed them anymore. We'll see. Hello there, Marcus. Mow what we can, weed what we can. Berries. I don't know if this is like poisonous or not. There's a lot of red berries here on these small plants. Don't even know what that is. But yeah, we have the platforms here now. We had them there in another place, but for now they can be here. There's also some berries there. There's a lot of stinging nettle here. I think I need thicker gloves and I could rip all these out. There's even some in the berry bush, which is not nice at all. Not nice to pick berries when there are stinging nettle. This area here is like there's some sunflowers. We could try to mow around the sunflowers if we can find out where they are. Might need to take a look first where they are. There's one. There's another. Let's try to find them before we mow them. There's one, there's one. Is there anything here? There's a potato. I think we can mow that one. Here's some deal from last year, I believe, that has survived. But yeah, here's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. Is there anything in here? Oh yeah, here's one also. That's a sunflower, I believe. But then down here we don't have, there's one. Here's one. Here's one. There's one actually. Pretty small, some of them. Then this whole area is empty, so we can just mow this, I believe. I don't think there's any. Then there's no sunflowers here. No, this is just weeds. There's the potato, we can mow that one also. It must be some little potato plant that survived from last year. But they're mostly like here. And this is just weeds. Weedies. Thistles at least. There was one. So long that you can't almost mow them anymore. Rip them out. There's like a ditch here, so I can't really mow this very well. At least most of it is kind of mowed now. Most of the weeds. like here, I can do it on this side because I need to move the hose again. I mow it in a little bit different way, I guess this time. Cut it off from here. Do this side first. Out for the snake. cones everywhere. clouds are going away, what the hell? More clouds, please. Sun's out, it's hotter. The wind also stopped. There was wind a little bit ago. Now there's no wind. Need more brakes. It was supposed to not be so hot today. Why does it always feel so hot when you're mowing the lawn? I guess it's pretty heavy work. You would think it's probably heavier than riding a bike. Oddly, it seems like here it's always windy when I take the brake. But then when I'm mowing, it feels like there's no wind. Just need to cool down once in a while. Maybe only do like half an hour at a time and then take a break, cool down. And pray to God these clouds don't go away. It doesn't look that good. It looks like the clouds are. Like I see more blue sky than when I started to mow. They could stay on for an hour or two still. But yeah, it's the RoboMower would be nice on like warm days like this. If it's cold, it's like a very good exercise to do mowing, but it's the only thing is like when it's too hot. It's not. I don't mind the exercise, but the heat is always the bad thing for me. Don't like heat. But we'll manage. We'll just take more breaks. Excuse me. There's a lizard on the rock there. Lizard guy. Lizard guys like the sun, I think. Not a snake, but a lizard. Soon we have cooled down again, then we can do maybe half an hour again and then take break. Seems to be that's the time that it takes to heat up again, then you kind of cool down and then heat up again. Now it's nice and windy. Let's continue. Looks quite non-cloud here, which is not good. Not good for this job. More clouds the better. Then we can check the one corn is trying to grow out the roof. Sweet corn. But we'll just have to bend it down because it can't. Sometimes I need to close the hatch, roof hatch. All the lizards out today. Probably cut it off here, do this first because we need to go like that way. Do this piece first. I think John said there was like hornets or bees or something in this bush. I'll try to not go in there. Get those guys angry. Yesterday it was Berry Picker Simulator. This, then we'll go on the other side there, do a little bit, and then probably I can brake. Up awake time. Part's finished, then we got a little bit there and a little bit there. Left. To cut some of these bushes off here so it's easier to walk here. They're a bit in your face here. Okay, we need a little break again, almost. Or we could try to do this little narrow piece. Probably try to do that and then break. Then we only have that one, like on the other side a little bit. At least there it's like more flat. Accidentally touched stuff. But yeah, we'll do this a little bit, then it's time for a break again and move the hose and probably mow the rest. hose over here, then we can mow. I guess we got this bit and a little bit around the house there. But yeah, time for a break, then we'll do last bit probably. Should be more flat there. And but yeah, I need a lot of breaks today. It's surprisingly warm, or feels surprisingly warm. It's not even like that warm, but it feels warm. Feels warmer than what it is, I think. But yeah, today still should be the cold. Like tomorrow and next day it's gonna be maybe warmer. And then after that it might rain, so it might still be the best day to do it today. Either it's gonna be wet grass, which is harder to mow, or it's gonna be warmer. It's fine if we just take it in small bits. There was a few of those flies that try to fly in your eyes. They're slightly annoying, but again, other than that, maybe there was like 1 or 2 horse flies, but the bug situation could be much worse, and then it's even less fun. If it's like hot and then all the bugs are biting you. But yeah, once we get it mowed, then we can check garden, see what's growing, check greenhouse, see what's growing, even check the fields a little bit, see how tall the oats is now. And maybe we can check we mowed the grass there, I think, on Monday. So it's like 4 days. And I can already see the grass, the new grass, it's almost like growing through the old one. Or the stuff we cut down, so usually it doesn't take too long before the new grass comes up through. But we can take a look at all that once we get this mowed. Maybe we can get the phone to stay here. Depends, sometimes we can get it good here. Sometimes it's better here, like if it goes this way, then it gets loose. We can try to have it here. There is luckily some clouds still. Right now it's pretty good. We should probably go continue. It looks really blue here. If we get half an hour, then we'll probably get everything. Maybe less than half an hour. Haven't needed to irrigate now in probably 3-4 weeks, which is good. That's always a good sign. Now we can mow the rest. Should be no obstacles. For the most part at least. time of the year. It usually starts to shut down a little bit. bunch of berries. These berries are also ready to pick. take too long now. Like 5 laps around maybe, then it's not much left. God, it's not hot. It is warm, but it's not. I don't think you could call this hot yet. yesterday and today at least we get enough exercise, that's for sure. Picking berries for a few hours yesterday and today pushing the mower here for over an hour. less all the time. Soon we should be actually done. Have already started dropping a little bit of leaves, but it's not really fall yet, I would say. Done, that's done, that's done, there's done, that's done, that's done. Now it's all done. Yeah, it was warmer than I expected. The no wind situation made it feel warmer. But then now I can put this away. Then I can check garden, check fields, check some things. First we need to take a break again and cool down. And this table needs to go in the right place then. Once we get the tins moved, once we get all the things moved. Then, now the lawns look good again for probably a week at least. It shouldn't really grow that much anymore this time of the year, even if it rains. now there's still like small flies. It's just normal flies, so they don't bite or anything. Like these, you can see there. It's just a little normal fly. It seems to be that's the only one that there's a decent bit this year. All the other bugs are really pretty low in amounts. Which is nice. But also with the bugs, it's like in July you get some usually, but then already in August there's less, and like May, June it's like pretty much not many bugs. It's a pretty short amount of time that there is like a significant amount of bugs some years, and this year doesn't seem to be many bugs even now. We can have the chat phone back in normal place. Yeah, I think next week, if it's under 20 every day, it's gonna be real nice. We can do all kinds of things. We can clean up the tiles there that we took away from the roofs. We can go and do bike stream. We can do all kinds of things. With weather like this, it's always like you have to do everything in slow motion. yeah, we can start with the garden. I can do a little bit of weeding in the garden at the same time, check what's growing. Shouldn't be too much that needs to be weeded, but a little bit. We should check the greenhouse first. I think I irrigated yesterday. We can dig the dirt a little bit. See, I already harvested the first gherkin from here already. So yeah, these guys, the gherkins, they're growing like crazy. You can barely get inside here anymore. I tried to steer these so they would grow this way, but still you can see these. Let's get you growing back here somewhere. So we have some sort of chance to get in here. Like the corn is blooming, it seems. This one here is trying to go outside. There's a lot of dust from those, a lot of pollen. So much pollen actually from these, you can see there. So we should dig the dirt, see if it's... There's pretty good moisture. We can put a little bit of water. And then from here, like, you could also see the tomatoes. There is tomatoes forming. You can see back in there, there's some green ones. Nothing is turning red or orange yet, but there is some green ones. And down here, the gherkins, yeah, we already harvested a few of those. Here you can see, here's a couple of pretty big ones. Just a few days and you can harvest these. Growing pretty nice. And here I got some of these watermelons. They're like, a few have died. There's a few that are really good here, but I believe it's like the ants. There's like these ground ants you can see here. Look at that amount. I think it must be them that have killed these plants here. Like you can see the plant just goes like this. It's gotta be the ants, because over here they look really strong. And I have irrigated the same, and there's no difference here. This like soil here, it's looks pretty much the same. We can irrigate a bit, but it's not like too dry. So that's a little bit sad that a few have died because of the ants. I don't know what you can do to get the ants out. Should ask AI what would be the best way to remove ants. They're probably like eating up the roots or something. But yeah, in here you can see there's a lot of gherkins coming up. Like here's one, there's one, there's one. I haven't seen a really big watermelon, but here's some starts. That's a watermelon. That's a watermelon. Some of these plants probably will die here because of the ants, but that's, I mean, not too much you can do. I mean, I can't dig the dirt around it. I don't know if you can put some ant whacker on there. But yeah, over here, I think there should be like some bigger. Could be some bigger things even. It's all weaved together, so it's almost hard to get access to this place. But there should be some watermelons, hopefully at some point. Hopefully not all the plants die. Some might die, but... Has this one come loose? Oh, we just had it in the corner like that. There's like one plant that grew behind the wood there. Crazy. But yeah, we could irrigate. I mean, here you can see it's wet. It's pretty wet, but we can put a little bit. The watermelons and the, I mean, these gherkins are crazy. I mean, I've had them outside a few years, but never anything like this. Like this is some massive growth here. Tomatoes also look good. There should be. I planted these pretty close to each other, but down lower there is a lot of. At least the one plant over there had a lot of like tomatoes already. Some green tomatoes. But yeah, we'll put some liquids on. Getting hard to walk here. We'll irrigate here also, even if they all die, the watermelons, then we don't need to irrigate that corner maybe, but this corner looks pretty massive here. Yeah, we need to get this one to grow to the side, otherwise we'll be walking on them. Walking on the plants. Usually put like maybe 15 liters or something. It's not that many square meters, so that should be good if I do that every second day or something. Like the plants get pretty good, I would say, so it's gotta be enough water. It's not maybe that much per time, but I've been irrigating like almost every day or every second day. And when the doors are closed and everything, like the moisture can't really escape from here, so. They seem to be healthy, like it's pretty dark green leaves and stuff, so. Probably pretty good. But yeah, the sweet corn, this one will have to steer it somewhere here. It has to grow like this. But luckily I think the sweet corn doesn't get much taller than this. Because as you can see, it's even in our raised greenhouse, it's like hitting the roof. Hitting the roof. But yeah, this is good. Greenhouse is good to go. As I said, yeah, the gherkins we have already started to harvest, so you already get some stuff from here. What's the liquid? It's the magical liquid called H2O. Magical liquid. Somehow it makes everything grow really good. Yeah, these berries we harvest every day a little bit. White, red and black currant. Make tea. Nice. Yeah, I like tea. I don't drink much coffee, but I don't drink much tea either, but a little bit of tea I drink occasionally. Yeah, here we have only some sunflowers. I did mow around it now so we can. Looks a little bit better. I just have a few sunflowers here. This is just for looks. There's a small one here. It's not actual tea. Oh, that's a confusing name then. A non-tea called tea. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. 8 sunflowers. Oh yeah. Yeah, I just put normal water on. It seems to grow well. I did put some like fertilizer once there. A little bit of organic fertilizer, but other than that, just water. I just like to keep it simple. But yeah, this we can weed this area. There's just some small weeds. We can use our tool. If we can find our tool, then we can do a little bit of weeding. There's not much here. Like in the potatoes, there might be a few thistles here and there that we could rip out, but we should also start to harvest a little bit of potatoes here already. Get some new potatoes. The big ones we might need to just cut. But once the weeds are only small like this, then this tool works very well to cut them off with pretty minimal effort. Seems like it's mostly dandelions, not even too many. Not too many, like usually it's the thistles, but maybe we got the thistles. Once you cut them a few times, you can see there's not even many thistles coming up. Like there's maybe some, but I haven't really like mowed them down. That's like a rake and hoe combined. Yeah, it's like it's meant for weeding, mechanical weeding in the garden. Can't really use the big one, but it cuts the roots of the weeds. Pretty basic, but this is this is probably really old, a really old tool, but it works good for like weeding. You can do it like this here. I didn't plant anything here because I fitted everything here already, but I can also go between the rows with this one. There, it's really good. Then you need to do as little as possible of like weeding with just the hands. This is still easier when you can stand up. Now we just need a little smaller version of this that's maybe 10 centimeters wide, attached to like some sort of robot, and then it would go between the oat rows on the field. Like some AI robot goes back and forth and does this between the rows on the oats also. Then we would have less weeds on the big fields also. But yeah, a lot of breaks when it's this warm. It's too hot otherwise. But yeah, just weed this a little bit. Then we can go between the rows there, see if there's a little bit there, but we don't need to do too much there. Like the potatoes and everything, it's so big that the weeds don't really threaten it. I did use the weed whacker or brush cutter here on the outside just to clean that. We could use it again. There's some thistles that have come up like outside the garden area. It wasn't even that long ago, but when it's rained it's still grown up back. Hello, Rune car. It's too hot to it's outside. Please go back to the shade. Yeah, it's fine here. I take a lot of breaks. And it's not too bad. It's like 22 here maybe. In the sun maybe a little bit more, but it's fine. Just a lot of breaks. I just have a little bit of things to do here, then we can go take a look at the bigger fields. See how the fields look. Here we can just pull, there's some thistles in between the potatoes here. But other than that, the potatoes look pretty good here. Don't need to do too much. Hello, T-Boom. 29 over here. Oh yeah, that's too much. If it's 29, then I'm like shutting down. Not doing anything. Thank God it's only been like 3 days here, maybe 30 degrees. So not like a very long time, so that's okay. That we can deal with, I think. Exposing the potatoes. Yeah, I should eat already. Like you can get some new potatoes from here. This is, there's definitely potatoes underneath already. Big enough for new potatoes. Have I not streamed? Nah, I've streamed every day now. Or almost every day. We've got a bunch of things done here lately. So yeah, there's been quite a few streams, I would say. But yeah, that's pretty good here now. I see the leaves are starting to crimple up a little bit like this. I think there might be like there's like a disease that can come on potatoes. There's a little bit of that here, so I might just use all this for like new potatoes. This soil is a little bit, it's pretty like clayey, so it's not really the best for potatoes. There was a lot of tractor at the beginning of the week. Yeah, we did mow the 2 grass fields, and then yesterday we picked blueberries, bilberries, and today we mowed, and now we're just checking how it's growing here. We can go and check the big fields also here. But yeah, I don't know, like if you follow on, I think on any platform, if you follow, then if you put the alarm on, there's like a clock you can put there, like then it should notify you when I go live. I know those can be kind of like, they can be a little bit like untrustworthy sometimes, but that way you should get notified if you really want to watch, then a smaller chance of missing the streams that way, I think. Here we just do a little bit in between. The plants are so big that there's not too many weeds. Some of this dill is pretty old already. Not really that tasty to eat. You can eat the leaves maybe there, but this gets pretty old and then it's not good. Onions are like, you could almost harvest them, I think. That's some sort of beans. I don't even know what beans these were. Some sort of beans I put there. Do I have strawberries? Yeah, over there. Strawberry season is kind of over though, but we have strawberries there. Next year I'm gonna plant some strawberries in the greenhouse, I think. But yeah, they're strawberries. Or there was strawberries, yeah, as I said. Strawberry season is kind of over at this point. But in general the garden stuff worked pretty well this year. I had broccoli here, but that got eaten by a rabbit, so that's like a, that got like, there's nothing left as you can see here. I had broccoli here, tried to grow that, but that's at one point there was some rabbit or some animal and it ate it up completely when it was pretty small, so there's nothing left. But other than that, in the garden at least, it's been a pretty good year. Everything is like growing except the broccoli that got eaten by a hare or a rabbit, or yeah, probably something like that. I will just keep the weeds down here. We can see, maybe we can find like 1 or 2 strawberries you can eat still, but there's not much left. Yeah, here's some carrots. Yeah, everything else looks okay. You can see if there is strawberries. Might be a few you can eat still, but main season of strawberries was last week and the week before that. Then we had a lot of rain, it was like 2 weeks ago. We had a lot of rain, so there was quite a few strawberries that got like spoiled, or they get rotten when it like rains every day for a few days. But yeah, there might be like, here's one. This one isn't really ready yet, but we can eat it. Maybe not super red yet. There I see something red. Who can find strawberries? I think there's a few still. But then it's officially, season is officially over for strawberries. What kind of strawberries and potatoes are growing? I think when I planted these strawberries here, there was like 6 different varieties. And I do not remember what the names were at this point anymore. But there was very many different varieties here. Yeah, there's probably Pollock, and then there was like, I don't remember what the names were. Same with the potatoes. I don't remember, like those are the same potatoes we had last year, but I don't remember what variety that was either. But it doesn't really matter, like it grows the same. But they're definitely different. Like these ones didn't rot that bad. These ones produced like a ton of berries, but like half were rotten when it rained. So these didn't like rain at all. These were a little bit better against the rain. You can see here, there's still a few here. There's still a few berries to eat. Yummy. These almost taste like wild strawberries. There's a big one. There's a nice one. It's been dry now for a week and a half, so the ones that are left, they're really good now. But yeah, there's not enough to take a bucket and collect anymore. You can just eat a little bit like this, if there is something left. But I see almost no green ones anymore, so strawberry season pretty much over. It's the other berry season now. It's like currant season and bilberry season and raspberry season and all the other berries now. Yeah. Strawberries come first and then they also end first.
Berries, yeah, and then lingonberries are not yet.
No, lingonberries are last. There you can pick lingonberries in like probably like October, September, October still. But yeah, potatoes we need to take out a little bit. There is potatoes underneath the ground already.
They should be pretty big already.
Yeah, if you dig, you can see. I can dig here a little bit. Let's take a peek here. Here's like a plant, so there should definitely be some potatoes here. Yeah, there's one. Definitely big enough to take some new potatoes. And the onions you could almost harvest a little bit. They're also pretty big.
They're pretty big, yeah.
And then lettuce and parsley, you can those we harvest. Like every time you eat, you can put like some lettuce on like a bread or something. Here I see a couple more red ones. This one looks not so good. This one looks better. This one isn't really. This one is kind of white. But yeah, potatoes are good. You can make a lot of things of potatoes. New potatoes, like cooked new potatoes, is very good. Then like air fried potatoes is also pretty good. And then if you really wanna put some effort into it, you could make French fries, your own French fries of potatoes. If you really wanna put some effort into it. Should try that at some point.
Them up, yeah, I like this.
Could be really tasty. But then now I'm gonna go we can go take a look at the oats, like the bigger field, see how it looks there. Now it's pretty much weeded here. Just see if there's a few weeds here and there. Not too bad. Let's take a wander around here. Here's the oats that looked very bad in the spring, but then like 1.5 months ago it started to rain a little bit. That saved this field, otherwise this field would have been completely almost nothing here. Now it's okay still. Not gonna be probably records, but beat any records, but it looks okay here. This was the bad part right here. If someone watched in the spring, you remember how uneven this field was. Like over there it started to grow, and over here like 90% didn't start to grow immediately. But then we got some rain at some point, and then now everything has grown up pretty much. It might be quite uneven when we harvest also, so we might need to wait a little bit extra so that everything is ready, and then you can harvest. But yeah, this is still the bad part. We can go over there. There it's probably a lot longer and nicer in the like where the soil is better. Here there could be like snakes or something. I saw a lizard somewhere here when I walked here. I should also take my... What's that? There's a lizard there. Right there. Lizard guys. Take my water bottle before I forget it here. But yeah, definitely lizards out and about when it's warm weather. Also it rained, now you see mushrooms coming up everywhere here. It rained a little bit, or it rained actually record amounts like 2 weeks ago now. We got 56 millimeters in one day, which is, at least for me, it's a record on the farm here. So that helped. That's why even now if we dig down here, like the ground is still like almost wet on the surface, like 1.5 weeks later, like it's really soaked the fields, like really soaked the fields. So that helped. And we walk here and hit our head. Limbo. But yeah, fields are looking pretty good. Like there's some thistles you can see poking through more on the other field there, but other than the thistles, it's pretty good. Like weather has been pretty good this year. Like May was still on the dry side, so more rain in May would have made it better. But overall, it's like weather-wise, average plus. So here it's much better. Here you can see the oats is like, it's up to my hip here. That's a good sign usually. The taller it is, usually the more seeds there is also. Like if we see this is one plant. Now it's got like 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like this when one seed has like over 20 seeds like this, 20 plus seeds, then it's pretty good. Some of the bad spots it only has maybe 10 seeds when the soil isn't really good. But here is usually pretty good here. Good soil. We can take a look at the other field and then go up there and take a look at the grass field we mowed. When are they ready for harvest? In 1.5 months probably. Usually end of August. Maybe September. Something like that. It's usually from seeding probably like 4 months is pretty close. Like they will stop to grow earlier than that, but they need to become completely yellow and dry out before you can harvest. So we're definitely far away. They're still all green, as you can see. This will like the whole plant will turn yellow when it's ready to harvest. So it's starting to a little bit like, it's not dark green anymore. It's especially there, it's starting to turn a little bit. But it's gonna take a while still. But yeah, these oats here, it looks pretty good. There's some thistles definitely. Some thistles, but other than that it looks good. I still think it's gonna be a pretty good yield of oats.
Yeah, pretty good there. So.
Like the thistles, they don't really bother. It looks like, when you see from the side, it looks like there's more than there actually is, but
In organic farming,
it would be nice to have now. They tried some prototype where they had like a drone, and the drone had like a little cutter bar. Then if you run the drone here like above the oats, like here, then it would cut the thistles off and leave the oats.
that would be pretty.
It would be really nice, like if someone has that, then come here and demo it. I would like to see how it works in practice. To fly a drone over the oats here and slice off the thistles. That would be it's probably gonna happen in the future. Like that, I see that could actually be viable. Just gotta adjust the drone so it flies like above the oats and then it cuts the thistles. Because the thistles are all like, they're longer than the oats. But yeah, I mean it's pretty, we have a little drone, but it's so small that we can't really put any cutting thing on it. Like it can't carry anything really. Otherwise you could put like a little hedge mower or something, put it on the drone and then fly back and forth. Slice off the thistles.
Need a bit bigger drone.
Yeah, you need a bigger drone. Watch Clarkson's farm. Yeah, I've watched Clarkson's farm. I don't know, did they try, I don't think they tried drones there. They have tried all kinds of things there, but I don't think they tried a drone yet. And yeah, when it rained a lot, like this ditch here, the water was up to the road here. Now it's again like probably a meter lower there. It was almost up to the field here when it rained a lot. But yeah, that looks pretty good. Here it looks, it's almost like this oats here looks even better than the other one. It's like almost like this is even darker. We had the peas here last year, and it looks like, I would almost say like this is probably the best spot on the whole field here. But these are some massive heads. If they all would be like this probably has close to 30 seeds. So I'm thinking having peas here last year was a good idea. And I count this as like 1 seed, but technically here's like 2 seeds inside, or almost 3. We'll see if they're started to feel yet. Let's see if this seed has something in it now. Yeah, now there's liquids. It's already like, it's turning into, it's almost like,
Yeah.
it's not like, it's all, yeah, it's past it. Look, it's almost doughy up. So yeah, it's probably, yeah, month and a half I would say, is pretty close. Month and a half and we might be harvesting this. You can see now there, couple of weeks when we did that like squeeze test, it was like empty inside. Now now there was the white stuff inside, and that's what's gonna form like that's gonna form the actual seed that we harvest. Like all the seeds will be inside these. These are the, inside these is where the seed will form. But yeah, we can go up, look at the grass field we mowed a few days ago. See how much the grass has already shriveled away once you cut it. It usually after 1 week there's also already not too much left. They had soil tester to map all the fields with nutrients they needed, and then told the drone tractor that it seeded and sprayed nutrients after the optimal soil. Yeah, so it's the same thing. You can, if you have the newest seeders, you can apply, you can put like a map so the seeder adjust the fertilizer amount, like puts more fertilizer in some spots and less in others. But yeah, it's like precision farming, or precision like spreading of fertilizer and things. But yeah, here was also, this was really bad in the spring. But now it looks okay actually. It's a little bit more uneven, but this is the again a bad spot here. Looks pretty good. Still, if we look down here, yeah, I don't see any yellow leaves. It's all green all the way down. So that should be, the plant still has good health. There's literally even the lowest leaves are still like green. That's good, because sometimes the lowest can start to like get yellow. Now if you look, all the leaves are green all the way down. There's maybe a little bit disease on that one leaf there, a little bit there, but not much. Looks pretty good. Green leaves all the way down.
Yeah, from the moisture, like it looks like wet for time.
Yeah, when it rains a lot, there might be a little bit of some disease, but yeah, here it's tall. It's up to the hip. Yank a thistle out. So yeah, we can see the dirt here down at the thistle. It's a little bit dry, but it's not dry yet. And on the weekend there might be some rain. But yeah, considering how this looked in the spring, then it's pretty good now. Looked bad in the spring. It's pretty tall, yeah. Hip height, that's a pretty good height. Pretty much the same on the other side. Maybe this looks darker than this. So it'd be this almost looks like when you have it after the first year after grass. Look at how dark the leaves are. They're a little bit not so green here. They're pretty green there also, but not as green as this. So the peas are, if the peas grow well, then you know the next year the oats grow well.
The peas probably fixed like a lot of nitrogen.
Yeah, hopefully if it's this good on the 10 hectare, then it's good. If it's this good on the 10 hectare, even on, I mean, the worst spots should look like the bad spots here. It's probably similar there.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
It's another oat variety, but if it looks similar, I mean, here it's massive. This is hip almost up to the stomach here. This is very, very tall here, and big heads. Again, this, if they would all be this one, look at this guy. This one has a lot of seeds on it. This one, there's two. This one is pretty good. There was maybe a bigger one here, but yeah, we'll see. Once the heads feel, when you do this, sometimes, yeah, if we get a lot of rain, hopefully no like mega wind plus rain, then this could lodge, like the crop could go flat on the ground. It's that good of a crop that it could go flat, but hopefully not. Hopefully stays up. Otherwise it's way harder to harvest. Yeah, this actually does not look bad. Very interesting to see how much this yields. I mean, it should definitely be better than last year. Last year it also looked okay when you had here, but it was only 3 tons per hectare. Like it looked almost like this, maybe like this, but it didn't yield that good. I'm sure it's going to be better this year. For some reason last year it was really crappy. You could already see in the spring it was like wavy. Then you know it's bad. But now this year it didn't seem, even this wasn't wavy. It just, some of it didn't start at all. But it's not, you can see it's flat. When it's flat like that, it's better. If it's like wavy, like some spots have, like it's shorter, then it's bad always.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
this
all the plants have so many seeds that
it should be, yeah, you can count the seeds kind of, so no, but this we mowed. I mowed this on Monday, I think. And some people think that, or some people want to know, like how much is the grass gonna block the new grass from growing when it's like left in a windrow. Now you can already see that it's kind of shrunk down a lot. this grass doesn't really start to grow. Maybe these leaves went under the mower, but if you look at this now, like it's not very much. You can see it's growing the same here. Look at these guys here. This grass is growing the same as here. It's almost growing more here. Like these have grown already like 3-4 centimeters. It's almost more than here. Is it the same there?
This probably keeps it moist.
Yeah,
so like,
it's almost like it's growing better here. Like it's at least the same. So even if you leave the grass like this, it's not gonna block the grass, the new grass, from growing that much. You can see it's already growing here. And if we come back here in a few days, and this will, when this dries up, it like shrivels away. So even if the difference between spreading it like this and leaving it like this, I think the difference is very small. I don't think there's really any difference. Because when I mowed this, you couldn't see any like stripes anymore. It was even green everywhere. If anything, it was darker green where this was, because you know, when this rots down, it releases nutrients. So yeah, I don't think it's, even if we leave it like this, it's not too bad. But yeah, it also smells like hay now. It smells very good. Again, we need the smell vision, because I need you guys to smell this hay. This smell is better, in my opinion. This smell is better than freshly cut grass. The dried up, when Timothy and stuff like that, when it dries up, it's better than freshly mowed grass. I think so. Here is like a lot of clover and stuff, but the thing that is dry on the surface, oh yeah, it's the
hay barn.
it smells like childhood when we made hay, dry hay. It's really, the smell is, it's hard to describe what it smells like. It smells like dried hay. There's really nothing. What else would smell like the same like this? It's like, yeah, it's really hard to describe it. Guinea pigs would freak out. Yeah, I think a lot of things would eat this very well. Do you ever do the old hay thing where they put it on stakes? No, so we don't need hay. We don't have any animals anymore, so we don't need to do that. But yeah, this was mowed because then we cut all the weeds off, and the weeds don't come back really that well. But the normal grass, like the clover, should come back, and the good guys should come back here. That's why we mowed this. But we're not gonna collect this hay. We're not like haying this ground. This is only mowed basically to kill weeds. You could sell it, but we like the goal here is to cut weeds, kill weeds, improve the soil by having the field on grass for like 1 year, and grow clover, which will put like nitrogen in the ground. So the goal here isn't really, this is like soil improvement, field improvement is the goal here. It's like this year we're not gonna sell anything from this field, but everything we do here is just to get it in better shape for next year. Because it's the same thing when you have clover, the same thing as this field when we had peas last year. It's also like a nitrogen fixer plant. So the next year after this, it always grows really well. So it's like, yeah, by doing this, of course, this year we won't sell anything from this year, but next year it will grow much better, and we need to buy less fertilizer. So it's like, it's a little bit, it's probably the biggest difference from like conventional farming, where you would not have grass, you would just have oats and wheat and whatever every year, every year, no grass. So this is the biggest difference. Like once in like 5 years or something, we have every field on grass and do this. That's probably, yeah, it's probably the biggest difference between conventional farming and organic farming. Is that why people grow clover? Yeah, clover is really good. It will put nitrogen in the ground. Clover is good. Then you can have like alfalfa, peas. Like there's a few plants that do that. They kind of make their own fertilizer, but they also leave some in the ground. Like they don't use up everything. The stuff they make this year and put in the ground, they don't use it up all this year. So then it's ready in the soil for next year. And yeah, it works really well. It's as long as it rains a little bit next year, it always grows well the first year after you do this. So
the weed pressure like lower.
yeah, weed pressure will go lower also. So yeah, it's even so it does surprisingly much for the soil actually.
And leaving all this here like
Yeah.
The like what is mold like.
Yeah, everything like this, it will decompose back into
black
soil.
like
Yeah,
increases the black soil like amount.
more good soil. It's fallow. I don't know what that exactly means, but it's kind of, yeah, like we don't harvest anything from this field this year. We just cut it to cut the weeds before they make more weeds.
Green manure.
Yeah, this is called, the English word of this is green manure. So if you want, you can look up that online. There's probably better explanations. Do you have wizard hat? Yes. Wizard hat is on. There's some ground ants here also. So here you can see the ants. Sometimes they make their hill out of dirt. This is just like dirt here, but it's ants. It's some sort of different type of ant. It's just like dirt in a pile. It's not termites or it's not like anything else. It's ants.
Yeah.
Just different type of ants.
They probably make stuff that's available. Here's like
Yeah, here they have like dirt, so they make dirt. Use
forest
dirt.
You see from in the forest you see from like sticks and like needles.
But yeah, when it rained like 1.5 weeks ago, the water level was pretty much up to the anthill here. Now you can see the water level is like down there. Yeah, it's gone down. Now it's down to like already the normal levels. Like there's just a little bit at the bottom. So it's dried up pretty fast. Like this was all full. The water was basically that field level here. This was all full of water a couple of weeks ago when we had like in 5 days like over 100 millimeters of rain, it was good, but it was starting to be too much at once. But yeah, now at the weekend now we might get some rain again. It's not dry by any means yet, but I mean a little bit of rain is fine now. It's dried up considerably. Is it orange ants, this thing? Now these guys look like they're real tiny but black ants. They don't seem very aggressive. But yeah, it's funny with the ants, like I thought there was like 3 different types of ants in Finland, but I looked it up somewhere. There's 50 different types of ants in Finland, which I was kind of shocked when I heard that first time. Oh, Healthy Soul, thank you for the raid there. My Kik activity feed doesn't show anything. Oh yeah, there it is, yeah. Thank you for the raid. Raid or host. Yeah, we're just talking here about healthy soil right now, so it's quite a good raid actually. We're pretty much talking about almost the same thing here. And ants. We got some random ant hills here in the middle of the field. And yeah, just checking on the crops. Looks okay, looks okay. A little bit of rain, and then the last month we can have, if it then just dry, then it's very good. But yeah, oats are looking decent. These fields we will harvest this year. This will be oats. Oats that is not ready to harvest yet, but in 1.5 months we can harvest this. And show you guys again the seed. If we take one seed here, the seed is still like in a growing phase. There's like a black milk inside the seed now, but that will eventually harden and form like a actual seed. Yeah, if we like squeeze this, yeah, there's the white liquid inside. That will be a seed in a month or a little bit more.
Here it's not, well, there's some thistles here, but not, there's also like oats there. So
It's the yellow thistle is like the only weed really, or the one that you see at least a lot.
common weed.
But there is decent oats also. The oats grew so well in the beginning that it should be good.
We get most of the thistles out with the separators and
There's more.
dry.
Yep. Yeah, the combine will take some out and then the rest in the grain dryer. Bumblebees. There we could try to hear it's maybe not the worst spot, not the best spot. Try to count how many seeds one plant has. This one doesn't have super much, but it's still like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. This one isn't super, doesn't have that many, but there's quite many of them still. Still okay-ish level.
These feel like turned on the fertilizer like more at the end. So they're like these.
Did you turn it immediately after first 2 laps? But that's always a bad, for some reason across the ditch it's always bad here a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's better, yeah, we put more fertilizer on.
Slider behind them too. It's probably in the end I turned it so that it went like.
But is that back there or somewhere? Where did you put the most fertilizer? Closer to that side or closer to
like,
this
yeah.
side?
And then
A little bit.
with the auto steer, then it's like
Every third pass.
there and like so yeah, it could be like
I don't see big big up and then down and up. It's still pretty even. Yeah, we're not gonna stream too much longer. I think I've done everything I want to do here. Here's more ants. Surprise ant hill in the middle of the road. That's also ant hill. Yeah, we're not gonna stream too much more. I have done everything I want to do today, I think so. We'll just go back here. Back to the farm. Yeah, I don't want to be too much in the sun. I'm gonna get sunburn otherwise. Been outside enough for today, I think.
It's pretty even, so maybe it's just in the there. So there's this couple of passes with like
That with more fertilizer, you can see a big difference. Maybe there's a little bit difference. Not a humongous difference. Former shadow. Yeah, we got there's the wizard hat and then also camera and wizard hat. Can do one little last count. This is usually a really good spot here. See how many seeds there is per plant here. From that you can get pretty good estimate of what the yield is gonna be then. I should go a little bit in the field, but we're gonna count just from here. Like this one is really good here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This one has like 25 here, so. But this is probably the best spot on whole field here. So it's gotta be like 25 here, otherwise over there it's closer to the forest, it's always worse. But yeah, I would guess, my guess is still between 4 and 5 ton this year. It might be a little different from field to field, but that's my guess now. We'll see when we harvest how close it is. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for watching, thanks for the follows, thanks for the raids. I will see you guys next time with maybe something completely different again. Peace out, take care.
Chat keeps yapping about my life like it knows my every move, but it never stacked up birch pile high or pulled a stuck rig loose. Long field flat and frozen, breath hangs wide in the air. I got belly under blankets and diesel in my prayer. Weather is the boss out here. Not some screen, not some talking my ear. From the grain to the gray old moss, clock says go, but the sky says stop. I plan, I push, I cuss, I toss, but the weather is the boss. Red Massey hums at sunrise, tracks through slush and clay. Spruce line holds the hillside where the saw sings half the day. Skis lean by the back door, waiting on a clear blue spell. I read the clouds like scripture, more than any manual. The weather is the boss out here. Not some screen, not some talking my ear. From the grain to the gray old moss, clock says go, but the sky says stop. I plan, I push, I cuss, I toss, but the weather is the boss. Frost, flood, hail, thaw, I just dance to what I'm dealt. Oh yeah, you can tell me what I should do, but this land decides itself. Weather is the boss out here. Not some screen, not some talking my ear. From the grain to the gray old moss, clock says go, but the sky says stop. I plan, I push, I cuss, I toss, out on this finished cross. Yeah, yeah. the shed roof, keys in my hand. Massey 35, waiting by the birch line. Old paint fading, still stops on command. Oh yeah, red tractors in the pines, working through the finished sky. From the barley to the rye, and the spruce that scrapes so high. 35, 165, 399, still pulling fire. 645 by the front of the line. Red tractors in the pine. Rain dust dancing, sun breaks the fall. Black soil turning under steel and slaw. 165 homes through the low wet ground. 399 holes as the swans swing around. Red tractors in the pine, working through the finished sky. From the barley to the rye, and the spruce that scrapes so high. 35, 165, 399, still pulling fire. 645 by the front of the line. Red tractors in the pines. Oh, yeah. Forest at our shoulders, fields at our feet. 4 old friends and a lifetime of weed. Red tractors in the pine, working through the finished sky. From the valley to the rye, and the spruce that scrapes so high. 35, 165, 399, still pulling fire. 645 by the front of the line. Red tractors in the pine. Ooh, red tractors in the pine. Chat keeps yapping about my life like it knows my every move, but it never stacked up birch pile high or pulled a stuck rig loose. Long field flat